I'm gonna do a little claymation with you guys. So, animation made of clay or sculpey or whatever material you want. It's basically the same stuff. So, first of all, in order to create my character, I will use some wires like that. This one's a little bit thick, I find, to work with. So, the more it's thinner, the better. The better it is. It offers you more flexibility. Well, yeah, you twist it, you take references because otherwise your character won't look like anything. This is a little Dollarama little character that helped me use Twister because really it hurt the end when you're working with this kind of wire, and use some sort of measuring device to check if like both of your arms are the same. Because otherwise, it's a problem. And have your character stand. I find that it helped me to work with. So, like testing with gravity, see if it can hold the ground and stand by itself. Once you're done and you have the nice skeleton, make your skeleton a little bit thinner. Like go more thinner because you'll need some more space at the end to work with the clay. But just before adding the clay, because clay is expensive. I'll come to that, but use some foil around your skeleton and try to attach the foil like always to the members. Like use fairly bigger amount of foil, aluminum foil, and then you cover with whatever materials more comfortable with you, whether it is polymer like Sculpey here or claymotion. The thing is, you need something that doesn't harden with air. So clay tune, for instance, is it's a clay that is oil based, so it doesn't harden on the air. Same thing with polymer, but polymer have a tendency to crack after a certain time, as clay tune won't. So yeah, you can get that stuff at the usual place, and I like to work my character not necessarily standing because otherwise it will always fall and it's a problem. So you can mount an arm like that. This help your character to stay. So again, you buy this at the usual place, not that expensive, and it help you work your character without having to have him on a stand. So that's always a problem when you work a character. Then once I'm done having my character set and I've done like most of what I have to do, I can have a wire around him like that and hold him with the stretching leg. And then I will take a big sheet of paper with a hole in the center. Why? Because I want actually my character to stand up. I want him to stand up and to have this on the back of him. So there's just this little space in between my character and his background, and then it will help me like to have a white background because afterward it will be more easy to cut in the Photoshop once I get to that. And regarding when you will be shooting the character with your camera, be sure to have your camera set on manual focus. Why? Well, you don't want your zoom to play crazy every time you shoot because it will focus on a point and then on another point, so it makes zzz, 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 and your character will look fuzzy at a certain point, and this will affect your animation. So just set your camera to manual zooming. It depends on the camera, like Fuji's on the front, some Canon it's on the lens. I guess Nikon is on the lens too. So be sure it's on manual focus. And be sure also to close any windows in the room while you are shooting because otherwise the sun might get in and then the sun might get out, so it will affect every shoot because the light have to be continuously the same condition. So you place a 3-point light, 1 point light that actually light the background of your character. This is why you need your character as far as possible from the background, and then one other light that will kill the shadow on the other side of the character, and then one key light like front left-ish of the character that will actually be the key light. This is the light that you will use. That in this light you will have most of the adjustment. This will be the most powerful light that's in the front, depending on what effect you want. But usually this is what you want, and you will light your character that way. So yeah, fix the zoom, fix the focus, and fix everything, the lightning, so that it doesn't change from one shot to another. And one piece, a bit of advice, once you did all your shot, just be sure to watch them all before you actually open Photoshop and put everything back in their boxes, because sometimes the shot are polluted with light or focus, and you have to try back again. So I mean, it's a mess to just set everything up again. So once you have all your shoot, all your pieces here, you can use Photoshop script. It's in the window, I believe. It's in the window. It's just there. It's file, script, and charge file in a stack, I believe, in English. So you just go, and then you have this window that allow you to create one layer per images. That save a bunch of time. Really, it's really a lifesaver, and you can have them by name. So layer one will be just right before layer two, etc., etc. Name them accordingly if you want Photoshop to be comfortable in placing them and give you the best thing. Don't try to align those images, because it's really like it create weird thing. And you don't need to create dynamic object too, because that would make things heavier, and that will harden the process of stop motion in our case. So once it's done, actually in Photoshop you will have one layer per images that you took, and I strongly suggest to make all the adjustment on your image, on your layers individually, before having the background and before animating them. You do everything you need to do. Like if you want to add a background after, you cut your image, you make your mask, and then you lock your image, you lock your layer before animating them, because when you start moving things around, can be quite complicated, and the mask will move, and you'll see it can be quite tricky. So do everything you have to do on every separate frame, and then you can go on the timeline menu. So window timeline, you will have this timeline here, and you will go, sometimes you have to click create frame by frame or create animation. And once it's done, you go create images from layer, create images from layer here. And so you click on that, and it will just like load all your images on a separate frame. It will be one frame per layer. This is great. And then you just set the timing, because when you work stop motion, see, it's not like when you work cinema or animation, because you want that choppy movement. You don't have one images per frame, 24 frame per second. You have something like 6 images per second. So you kind of want that choppy feeling. So, well, if you want otherwise, good for you, but you will end up with a ton of images. So I would say like 0.2 second per images ish, something like that. If you want it to be more faster, you can go 0.1, but at 0.5, it will definitively be too slow. You can go with other and test with also other frame rates. And then once you're done and your movement is fine and you like the way that all your frames are displayed, keep them locked, okay? And then you will import your background. Before to import your background, be sure you are at frame 1 and you go new to have your new layer lighten in all the frames. And then what happens is when you'll import your background, it will automatically go in all of the frame of your animation. So this is very convenient. And your background is here, so you test your animation, and once you're happy, you just generate your animated GIF. Let's say you want to put that on Facebook, you just go and export for the web, and it will bring you back to this screen. Well, you pick the format of your choice. You probably want GIF, you probably want perception, because that was give the best result of GIF. And yeah, you probably want your format to be like smaller than the screen, because it depends where you go, but you don't want your animated GIF to be huge. Even this is kind of heavy, like 2 megabytes. So try to be reasonable, and then you go save, and you have your animated GIF, and that's it. Sometimes you might also want to create a video for TikTok, for instance, or if you want to integrate that on a longer movie. So you'll go and you'll just export, and you'll export as video, and Photoshop will take care of convert that 6 frame per second into a video convenient file at 29 per 97 or 30 frame or 24 frame per second, and you still have that choppy stop motion look that we have, but in a 30 frame per second animation. That's it.